What if you could hire a full-time employee that works 24/7, never complains, and costs less than most SaaS tools? That's basically what this is. And the best part, you don't even need to build anything.
Hey, want to turn everyday tasks into done-in-seconds moments? This is your channel. We explore the smartest AI tools online and show you how to use them like a pro. Fast, simple, and stress-free.
Let's say you run a small business. You've got leads coming in, emails piling up, content to post, follow-ups to send, and every day feels like you're just reacting instead of growing. Now imagine this instead. You describe what you want once, and an AI agent just handles it continuously. That's exactly what Twin does. And if you want to try it yourself, feel free to click the link in the description to subscribe and try it for free. So let's start with something real. Let's say you're trying to get more clients, not theory. Actual leads coming into your business. Normally, this looks like you search manually, copy data, maybe use 3 different tools, and then spend hours sending outreach. And honestly, most people give up halfway. Now here's where it gets interesting. With Twin, you don't build a workflow. You literally just describe the outcome. Something like, find potential clients in X niche, collect their info, and prepare outreach messages. That's it. No triggers, no APIs, no setup. Twin takes that goal, figures out the steps, and turns it into a working system. And what I like here is that it doesn't just blindly execute. It actually asks for clarification first. So instead of giving you some random broken workflow, it checks things like what kind of leads you want, how many, what industry, and what exact outcome you're aiming for. That makes it feel less like a normal automation builder and more like you're delegating to an assistant. And the wild part is, it doesn't just suggest what to do, it actually executes the work. So let's say you wanted 100 qualified real estate leads. Normally, you'd probably need Apollo, maybe Google scraping tools, maybe a spreadsheet, maybe an outreach tool too. That's like 3 to 5 separate apps. Here, it's one prompt, and you can literally watch the agent working through the task step by step. If there's an API, it uses it. If there isn't, it opens a browser and does it like a human, clicks, types, navigates. So instead of being limited by integrations, you're basically automating anything you can do on a computer. Now here's the part most people don't realize. Automation tools already exist, right? Zapier, Make, N8N, all of that. But the problem isn't building them. The problem is maintaining them. Something breaks, API changes, permissions fail, and suddenly your automation becomes another job. Sound familiar? Twin flips that completely. Instead of you fixing the system fixes itself. If something fails, the agent doesn't just stop, it adapts, it retries, it figures out what changed. So instead of babysitting workflows, you're just checking results. That's a very different way of working. Now let's switch gears, because this is where it becomes really practical. Content. If you've ever tried posting consistently, you already know the pain. You sit down, you don't know what to write. You spend 30 minutes thinking, another 30 writing, and then maybe you don't even post. Now imagine this. You tell Twin, monitor trends in my niche and create LinkedIn posts daily. That's it. No content calendar, no manual writing. Twin will find relevant topics, generate posts, and even publish them on schedule. And once it's running, it doesn't stop. You don't come back every day. You don't restart anything. It just keeps producing. And that's the key difference. This isn't one output. It's a system that keeps working in the background. Now, here's another angle most people miss. This isn't just for creators. Let's say you run operations inside a business. You've got repetitive tasks like updating spreadsheets, sending reports, checking dashboards, handling support tickets, stuff that has to be done but doesn't grow the business. Normally, you either hire someone or waste hours doing it yourself. Now imagine assigning all of that to an agent. You describe the process once, and it runs every day without you touching it. And this matters more than people think, because most tools still depend on you checking them, restarting them, fixing them, watching for failures. But if this runs in the cloud on a schedule, then your workflow keeps moving whether you're online or not. And the craziest part, It keeps running even when your computer is off. This isn't local automation. It's running in the cloud continuously. So you wake up and the work is already done. And if you want to set this up for yourself, you can try Twin using the link in the description. It's free to get started. Now let me show you how simple this actually is. You go into Twin, and instead of building anything, you just write a prompt, something like, track new leads from my inbox and add them to a Google Sheet, then send a follow-up. You hit enter, and instead of opening 10 tabs, Twin starts asking a few smart questions. Things like, what tone do you want? When should this run? What's the goal exactly? You answer, click confirm, and it builds the entire system for you. No dragging boxes, no connecting API, no debugging, it just works. And once it's ready, you can test it and watch the agent actually execute the task. And this is where it gets satisfying, because you're not just seeing some fake simulation, you actually get the output. So if this was a lead generation workflow, you'd see the real spreadsheet populate with actual lead data, names, email addresses, company info, contact details, and that's the moment it clicks. Because this isn't AI helping. This is AI actually doing the task. That's the moment it clicks, because you're not controlling every step anymore. You're supervising a system that works for you. And let's take that one step further, because finding leads is useful, but following up is where the real value is. So imagine the agent doesn't stop after collecting contacts. It also writes personalized outreach emails automatically, not generic spam, actual tailored messages based on the lead. Then spaces out delivery so your inbox reputation stays safe, which means you go from finding leads manually, writing emails manually, sending them manually, to just approving the workflow once. And seeing the actual email show up in the inbox, written automatically with your own branding, is honestly the kind of moment that makes this feel real. Now, quick reality check. This isn't magic. If your instructions are vague, you'll get vague results. If your workflow doesn't make sense, the agent can't fix that. But if you're clear about the outcome, this becomes insanely powerful, because you're no longer trading time for output. You're building systems that produce results. And honestly, this is probably the biggest shift happening right now. We're moving from using tools to deploying AI workers. And tools like Twin are basically making that accessible to people who don't code at all. At this point, the real question isn't, does this work? It's, what would you automate first? Twin basically gives you a way to turn ideas into systems and systems into results without building everything yourself. If you want to try it for yourself, click the link in the description and get started for free. And if you're serious about AI tools like this, hit subscribe. I'll break down more of them.